Oh, okay. Are we rolling?
Haterade, Haterade,
Yeah. All right.
Haterade.
Podcast number three, dude. Hey, I guess there's some stuff to talk about, dude. What did you think of yesterday, huh? Dude, we were just doing all this shitting on Europe, and then I watched these debates, and I'm like, man, we can't be talking. However, these are obviously just figureheads and don't really matter. But I really think, dude, like Hunter Biden failed his father. Like he has the best sources of crack. He's got every drug imaginable. Joe Biden
Yeah.
clearly was not on enough shit, dude. Joe Biden needed crack, meth, and fucking probably fentanyl just to calm him down. The triple combo, dude. But he couldn't get it done. It just did not fucking look good.
Dude, so we're going straight into politics. I thought we
I, I
were
just I just
about
wanted to get that off my chest, dude, because like I was so
now let's do it,
I
bro.
have a lot of American pride. Continue.
No, let's go straight in. Continue.
I just fucking love America, dude. And that shit just made us look so dumb. Like all our friends in Europe were saying like the exact same shit, dude. They like watch this shit to laugh at us. And I'm like, yeah, we deserve it. But I'm like, if America gave two shits about other countries, I'm sure we'd find stuff to laugh at about you guys too. But like,
So I
bro, dude,
actually
what's up with
push
white
back on
boomers? Can you
that.
explain?
What?
Continue.
So
I
I
said
think
I
that
was gonna ask about
I think the fact that like our presidents are so dumb is part of the reason why our country's so great. And we talked about this last time. Like the thing about America is that it doesn't matter who's president. Like we keep like all of our smartest people go into industry. You know what I mean? All of our
agreed.
smartest people
Yeah.
like build fucking companies. If you're German, like the smartest person wants to be president. And so they're not contributing to your country. So like you can laugh at us all you want, but like y'all are broke. Like, what are you mad at
You
that? You know
broke
what I mean?
shit.
Like,
Yo, like I know, dude, we're not that great, but I think we can become great again, if you know what I mean, right? And
yeah,
so do you remember when we were kids? Like a lot, like all the kids would be like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" Like, "Oh, I want to be the president." This is like the greatest thing. And now I'm like, dude, this is some really bad representation. Now politics is for exclusively losers, like power
yeah,
hungry losers, dude. Like
dude. That was
the kid
like,
that was like captain of the debate team in high school, dude. Those are the kids that want to go into politics. And I'm like, why don't you get laid, you fucking virgin, and then shut up and stop bothering everybody?
dude.
God.
So I mean, as you know, I worked in politics right after college, and like I got into politics because I thought it was going to be like the most brilliant people, like all that type of shit, and it was just like the biggest losers in the world, like not making any
Yeah.
money, just like complete C players. And so I was like, I gotta get out of this. Yeah, I mean, like the thing about that debate is that like um people have been focusing a lot about Biden, and obviously it doesn't look good on Biden, but the people that it looks the worst on, in my opinion, is the media. Because for the past year, we've been told by the media, like, Joe Biden is actually like energetic, he's actually
Good.
smart as tack, he's with it. But you guys understand, like, I know that whenever he's in public, he does stupid shit. But behind closed doors, this guy is doing cartwheels. He's like, the smartest person alive. And people have been pushing back on it, and people have been calling these people conspiracy theorists. And they came up with this term called cheap fake, which is such a weird term. It's just like it did
What is that?
what does that mean? And it's like, oh, because these things weren't fake. These videos that we saw were true. And so it kind of leads you to this point where you're like, okay, what else are these people lying about? You know what I mean? Like, if
Mhm.
they're lying about this, and they were clearly lying about Joe Biden, like,
Oh
they're
yeah.
probably lying about everything else too. And so it really makes you question the entire narrative, specifically the narrative around Donald Trump being a threat to democracy. Because if Donald Trump was a threat to democracy, if we legitimately believed that democracy was on the ballot this November, and that if Donald Trump wins, then we lose our democracy. You would put out somebody better than Joe Biden. Like, you know
No,
what I mean?
they don't want to because he's a puppet that can be easily controlled because he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's not really doing shit, dude. Like he's a figurehead and he's just like standing there. What worried me is like it wasn't just his like words, like which obviously he fumbled, but like the or like the like kind of a face, dude. Like we've
Yeah.
seen all those faces on old people. I'm like, this dude has like 2 years to live maximum. He looks like he just got teleported like into the campaign stage. Anytime Trump is talking, he's like how did I get here, dude? And I'm
Yeah.
like, it
Yo,
makes
BJ,
it
I
makes us
stopped you for
look
one
bad.
second. Yo, but
Continue.
my internet is being spotty, so I'm gonna switch my Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna jump off once for 1 second.
Bro, what's up with your fucking Wi-Fi, dude? Get to the first world already. Hello? Just gonna make some sounds in the meantime for everyone. Are you back on Wi-Fi? Dude, it's super unprofessional to do this in the middle of the podcast. Hello? Dude, what the hell?
Yeah, so for people who don't know, I'm in Brazil right now, and I had to buy a last minute Airbnb because I didn't have the vaccine for my flight. So I've been in Airbnb with terrible Wi-Fi, and I had to go buy some new Wi-Fi. So sorry, our
Yeah.
listeners. Continue. You're talking about Joe Biden's
Well,
facial
dude,
expression.
don't get the vaccine because it'll give you autism. No, that's a joke, CNN and everybody.
Dude,
That's a
I
joke.
actually gotta tell you, we have this is a perfect time to say this. We have a special guest next week, a special Haterade
Oh
guest next
yeah.
week, a neck.
Oh yeah. So is that confirmed?
That's confirmed. And by the way, so
Yeah,
Anek,
dude.
if you wanted me to tee this up,
We
Anek has a vaccine story that occurred with him. He got sick because of the vaccine, and he wants the listeners to know he's going to tell the story. So listen to Haterade next week.
the COVID vaccine, dude. He's probably just hungover. Like I'm sick of all this bullshit.
Oh, for
I
Anek, he's probably just hungover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I got the yellow fever vaccine.
Oh, the yellow fever vaccine. Okay,
Yeah,
what does
so I'm
yellow
not.
fever do?
It
Does
makes
it
you into
make you? I'm not gonna say the joke I wanted to say because people can watch this. So
Yeah. No, yeah, so Joe Biden just looked so off. And as you said, like it wasn't just his speaking, which was terrible. It was like his facial expressions. Like I texted you, he looks like an elderly dog watching two squirrels fuck. Like he's just like, and like
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. A
there was that
dog watching squirrels.
there's that
Yep.
quote by Trump that like really like nailed it in the coffin where he was like where Joe Biden says something he's just like I have no idea what he just said and I don't think you know
And
what
he
he said.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear that Trump was like lying out of his ass, but even that looked good compared to like Biden. You know what I mean? But
I think Trump was actually had a really great debate performance. And the thing that I think that he did very well was he stayed on message and he
mhm.
had such great message discipline where every single thing was going back to immigration, going back to inflation. And no matter what the question, like they asked about childcare, and he was just like, I'm not gonna answer this question. I'm talking about what I want to talk about. And like, the talking heads get frustrated by it, but that's a very smart thing to do as a politician. Like his answer to January 6th was the perfect answer for him, which was,
What did he say again? I forgot.
he was like on January 6th, inflation was down, immigration was down, we weren't in these wars. And he just, his answer was like, look, these people like to obsess over January 6th, but that was 4 years ago. What matters is the state of the country, right? And the state of the country has clearly gone down, since Joe Biden has become president. It's kind of
Yeah, but he
indisputable.
didn't really answer. Like he did that shit. Like he did cause people to storm the Capitol, and whether like it wasn't. I don't think he intended for it to go that far, but like he knows his fan base, especially the people that show up to his rally, are not like contributing members of society. It's the most unhinged people ever. So you give them a bunch of zin, you give them some alcohol, and then you tell them the election was stolen. What do you think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
No, no,
And you
I
can't
think
play zin.
I, that's definitely the truth. I'm just saying it wasn't smart for him politically to relitigate that. It's smart for him politically
Yeah.
to just say, look, who cares? It was 4 years ago. Let's talk about what's happening right now. And I think that's just that's what you want to do in that situation. And the problem for Biden is that he's so far gone that he wasn't able to respond to it. Now, I actually, of everybody, I actually don't think that age is that big of a concern compared to everybody else. The reason for me is because, like, the president, the people act as if the president is the one running the country. Like, there's an executive branch with millions of people who are doing it, and like he
Yeah.
doesn't have to be with it. Like he has a team around him that does his work for him. But if you're going to make that argument, you have to make that argument. You have to make the argument that, look, yes, he's old, yes, he forgets stuff, but he can really connect with people and he can bring people together and get people to work together on critical issues. And so, yeah, he forgets some things, but like, everyone cares about Joe Biden and wants to work with him. So he's a unifying presence at the top of the organization. And sure, like, the rest of us take his vision and implement it. Like, he's not doing all this other stuff. If you want to make that argument,
Yeah.
you can make that argument, but don't lie to us and say the
Mm.
guy, is solving math equations back there when really he's just sitting in his Oval Office eating soup.
Not, bro, like the Constitution and the branches of government we have set up are super lit. If he was like a king or a monarch, then we'd be fucked, dude.
Yeah.
So do you think like a good king is better than like a shitty democracy or like a good monarch? Or if it's like the dopest dude that are benevolent?
No, no.
Oh wow.
This actually goes to I would say a more anticipated debate than the Trump Biden debate. Definitely a more watched debate than the Trump Biden debate, which was me and Yulee's debate last week.
Oh, let's go, dude. Yeah.
That was one thing that we disagreed about at the end of the conversation, was that he believes, and a lot of Democrats openly talk about technocracy, where you have, an unelected bureaucracy of experts decide things for you. And, the problem with that is that even if you have the smartest people, even if you have the most benevolent people, the institutions decay after a while. You know what I mean? Like, you have a problem where it's like, how do you decide who the experts are? And if you don't have an accountability process, then what happens is people start to hire their friends, they start to hire people who are unqualified, they start to hire all these different types of things, and you have an organization that gets anemic and like really starts getting destroyed. So that's why, like, even the best monarch, I think having a direct democracy, not direct democracy, having a democracy where representatives are responsible for the people and they have to deliver results is the best situation. And one thing that people talk about a lot, I think it's like a really stupid argument. There are a lot of arguments that people make that are stupid. I can't talk about all of them. But
Yeah, dude, I got you.
People are like, you got to vote on policy, as if like what happens is everyone in America reads the policy, reads like a 10,000 page policy brief from both candidates and decides. Like, one, that's not what happens, and two, even if it was what happened, it would be a bad way to do things. What American democracy is you have these two organizations that compete, right? And whoever wins that competition, the election, gets to be in charge, right? And that's actually a really great way of doing this, because what you have is, it's a way of testing the competence of the two different organizations, right? Whoever can run a more competent campaign, a more competent organization, is the one who wins. And it's a good test of competence. And if you look back at people, like even someone like John Kerry, or even take someone like Al Gore. I think Al Gore won the 2000 election. I think Al Gore would have been a better
That shit was
president.
stolen.
But he was a fucking pussy. Al Gore was a pussy. And you can see that from the election, right? You can see that from the way he just rolled over to Bush. And the question is, do you want someone who's that big of a pussy as the president of America? No. So he deserved to lose, even though he won, right? So that's why
even though the election was actually stolen.
Dude, that election was 100. And by the way, like, I talk a lot about like this up is down world that we're in right now, where it's like, oh, he's brilliant, but he's not, right? Like, the 2000 election was stolen by Dick Cheney, and the person leading the election stealing committee against Donald Trump was Dick Cheney's daughter. It's like, bitch, your dad stole the election.
Yo, Liz Cheney, dude.
Yeah, she was
Oh,
leading the fucking investigation into Trump, and it's just like,
oh my God.
what are you mad at? Are you mad that he failed at stealing the election? Is that your criticism?
Yeah. Goddamn, dude. Honestly, that was a lot to unpack.
Yeah, dude, you just sit on it for a second if you want. Just
No, 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 no,
let it
no. Like,
bellow.
yeah, going back to like the king shit, dude. No, no democracy, dude. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
I love Yulee, and I thought that debate was like, okay, so like, dude, we're just like fucking around about politics. Like, nothing either of us says is gonna matter. Like, people gotta chill out about that shit, dude. It's
yeah,
just fun for me. Like, even though I'm upset that this debate made America look stupid, I'm like, all of politics, it's the most subjective shit ever. That's why I like did engineering and math and science. I'm like, I hate all this subjective bullshit. Like, I hate I like explaining your ideas and things like that, but none of it really fucking matters. There's no right or wrong answer. Like, I
yeah.
used to love fucking reading, dude. And then like I had to write a paper on what the green light means in the Great Gatsby. And I'm like, yo, fuck this shit, dude. Like a 10-page paper. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the green light, dude. I just thought that it was an entertaining story. And then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, your interpretation is wrong. And I'm like, but I thought it's my interpretation. Man, fuck English and fuck politics. Let's
Dude,
go.
imagine if like in a alternative timeline, you um you entered politics, you became president, and you like
Oh,
blew up the world. And what
yeah.
happened was a time traveler went back in time and forced you to write that great Gatsby essay in order to get you away from politics and engineering.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that was like, dude, I would read all
With
the
some
time.
like
I read
John
like
Connor
the first,
shit.
say it again.
With some John Connor Terminator type shit, but instead of killing you, they
Oh,
were like,
yeah.
let's dissuade him from getting into politics by
Yeah,
having
if
him
I
write
if
the
I
Great
actually
Gatsby.
wrote, do you remember Spark Notes, dude? I don't think I read, and like after I decided I hated reading, and I did like AP language or AP English, some bullshit. I never read a
Yeah.
single fucking book. I Spark Noted everything, and I would just skim through, and I got through all of school from that without reading any books.
Do you know what happened? So when I entered college, I wanted to be an English major. And looking back on it, I think I might have been better served by it. But like, so my first semester, I was an English major, and I literally spark noted all the books, and I was just like, wait, why am I paying like this insane amount of money to not read the fucking material? Like, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
switched
So then, did
majors.
you start reading? Oh, you switched. What did you major in again?
Poli sci, because like
Oh,
that's
you
the
were
shit that
poli
I
sci,
want to
dude.
read. So
Oh, okay.
so for 4 years after college, I was one of the 22% of Americans who have a job in the field that they majored in. But then, I realized that everyone in politics was a fucking idiot. And I was just like, I need to get out of here. So
Yeah.
it's basically
Do you
like
basically need to become a lawyer in order to go into politics?
on the Democratic side, yeah. I mean, on the Republican side, you have a lot more business people, running for office. You need to
Wait,
have
well,
like a
who's
really
the chick
good
that owns the
lawyer.
gun restaurant? And then she's like a representative, dude.
Oh,
You know who
Lauren
I'm talking
Boebert.
about? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, and she's fucking hot, right? And she was like getting fingered at like a movie theater, and like
Yeah.
that's who I want in government, dude.
Girls who get figured.
Fun people, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I mean,
and then
that is a nice thing about Trump is that like once you start hating him and you start like watching his speeches, you realize that the dude is actually like kind of funny. Like
yeah,
and
what do you mean
you know,
kind of funny, dude? He's the funniest guy on earth.
yeah, no,
The
he's pretty
timing is
funny.
impeccable,
yeah, and like
dude. Like
so many things
only
that people
Rosie O'Donnell.
yeah, no. I mean, like, so many things that people get mad about is just like once you realize they're jokes. Like when he like people are like he said he'll be a dictator on day one. It's just like, yeah, dude, he's fucking with you. Like he's
Yeah,
making. It's like that's not something you should joke about. It's just like, yeah, exactly. That's why it's funny because you
yeah,
get
yeah.
mad.
So I had a theory on who becomes president every time. And I think it applies to every election except for 2020. It's who would you rather go hang out and have like a fucking beer with, like Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? Clearly, fucking Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton's a tight ass. Obviously, you want to hang out with Obama versus Mitt Romney or whoever the or John McCain, dude. Because Obama was
Yeah.
just like fucking cool. Dude, Bill Clinton was George W. Bush, dude, was like doing blow. Like he was such a fun, cool guy from Texas. Like, all right. And then Bill Clinton had played saxophone, dude. Like all the coolest, most popular guy always won. Then COVID happened. And then we were like, okay, now we need someone boring because Trump is too fucking insane. So that was my general rule. And now I don't know how much it applies.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely true. I mean, Ronald Reagan was a movie star. I mean,
He was like,
the thing is that like fundamentally, like the thing, like the president is a figurehead, and he has a government.
yes.
He has people around him, and you can kind of you can understand that and still support that president. Just like the guy is coming and say he's going to do certain things, and he's not going to do those things because he's an idiot. But the people
Oh,
around him
of
are
course
going to
not.
do these things. But like that's the problem with like the Democratic Party ever since Obama is that, or even before Obama, is that with like Obama clobbered Clinton in the primary.
Mhm.
John McCain, Howard Dean lost in the primary in 2004. A lot of Democratic people
Was he
believe
the
that he would have.
peon?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
peon.
But like, it's kind of crazy. The Democratic Party has only had two competitive primaries since 1992,
Yeah,
which
bro.
they really do not like having a competitive primary, and it's a problem because then you get people like Hillary Clinton, like Joe Biden this year, where like it's not it. And at this point,
Yeah.
it's too late
Yo.
to do anything about it. You know what I mean? Because okay, you trot out Gavin Newsom. It's like, okay, well, Gavin Newsom can't make any porn star arguments to Donald Trump because at least Donald Trump was
Mhm.
fucking a porn star. He wasn't fucking the
Yeah.
chief of staff's wife, which is what Gavin Newsom did.
Oh yeah,
Like,
dude. He would not be great. He's a little responsible for where California's at. So like,
yeah,
hey, yo, is he was dating Kimberly Guilfoyle or whatever, and then she started dating Donald Trump Jr. or
yeah,
some shit like that. Damn,
yeah.
bro, that she went hard left. That reminds me of like my roommate was a gay guy. And no, don't make a joke. It was not my boyfriend, all right? Because everyone always says that. Just because we shared a bed. No, 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 I'm just kidding. But I actually had a gay roommate though. And I'm not gay. I just want to put that out there. But he was dating this girl for like 4 years. Then he broke up with her and he's like, yo, like I've been gay this whole time. She went hardcore conservative Christian, like stop all the gays, abolish all that shit, pray to Jesus every time. So it's nice to see you switch because a man breaks your heart. You know what I mean? Shit must
Is
suck,
that what
dude.
you're hoping? Is that what you're hoping to do to a woman? Do girls only switch to lesbianism after dating you?
No, actually, girls will stay on Indian guys though. They'll stay on
Oh,
brown people. I guess once you go brown, you never want to have a frown. I feel a little bit, and like you get it's a very different world being like an Indian guy and dating. Like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, thank you, come again. Like Indians were seen as like very unattractive, and now like there's these girls and they like only date Indian guys, and I'm like
yeah,
fetishized. I have some black friends that are like, and some Asian girls are like, man, I hate being fetishized. Like people only want me because of my race. And I'm like, if that helps me get laid, like I have no issue. Like I'll
yeah.
take anything I can get, including being fetishized.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, hey, like one nice thing about being American abroad is I'm fetishized by like
Oh
everybody.
yeah, bro, you're good, dude. See, now you know how it feels. Except Indians, let's be honest, it's only a select few that ascend to
Yeah.
the top.
No,
But
I mean,
dude,
like
like,
it's such a frustrating thing because like I saw a headline that was like it was talking about like how like white guys I don't know if you've seen this show, it's like called like raw dogging flights where like men
no,
are
what is that?
so it's basically like a trend amongst some like white guys. I think it's kind of like conservatives, but it's not like a conservative trend. It just happens to exist in that universe where they're just
Mhm.
like sitting on flights and not doing anything. So it's like an 8 hour flight, and it's just like no movies, no nothing, just staring off into space. And like there's
Oh,
like
okay.
there's an article about like how this is like white supremacy or something, and like I saw something just like and someone's like, look, men can't even just sit quietly and stare off into space without women getting mad about it. And it's one of these things where it's just like literally like we're living in a world where everything is problematic, where like hating Indian people is problematic, as it should be.
Yeah.
Liking Indian people is
Oh,
problematic. You know, like not having an opinion on Indian people is problematic. Like, you know, liking
yeah.
spicy food is not liking spicy food is like, oh, you're so white. If you're a white guy who loves spicy food and loves Indian food, oh, you're such a white guy who fetishizes. You know what I mean? It's just like literally like everything people do. And it's weird that I'm talking about this on a show called Haterade, because like we obviously are pro hating, but like, these people are fucking
Yeah,
psychotic
yeah.
about bullshit. They're fucking like,
No,
it's
but
like
we're cool about it, dude.
nothing you can do makes these people happy. Everything you
Yeah.
do makes them bad.
Yeah, dude. I learned that at a young age from my family. No, but
Everything you do makes you bad.
yeah, for real, dude. Like, yo, if you're like, and if you're like a white guy, like I have like white friends that go to like, I have one like fucking like really short, weird white friend, and he went to China and he's like, dude, I cleaned up. I'm moving to China now. And then he did. And now he's
Yeah,
there and married. I'm like, yo, like American women weren't working for him. And now like he went somewhere and he's desired and he's happy. So if he's
yeah,
fetishized, like who cares?
yeah.
What are you more into, the Thai or the Brazilian? I'm curious because that's a very common two things.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, so how should I say this? Like, I mean, I definitely prefer Latinas
Okay, yeah.
over like Asian chicks. Um, and I'll explain why in a second, but like I kind of prefer Asia to South America, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
like
you okay, continue.
my ideal world would be like I marry a South American and then like I move to Asia. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like what like the ideal situation kind of looks like. Um yeah, I mean like a couple things like one like it's just like an aesthetic thing like you know like I find Asian women hot but I don't find them like really attractive. Most of the most
Mhm.
attractive Asian women I've seen have been like half Asian, you know,
Ah,
we have a little bit of Asian in them, but like also a little bit of white. I think that really like works together well. And I'm not saying this is right or wrong. These are my preferences. One nice thing about Latinas is that they're like most South American countries have like a mix of different races. Um,
yeah.
so you get that mix. Although you do have differences between countries. So for example, like you know, I mean, this is probably getting canceled, but like I don't care. I don't care. Like I've said so many worse things, but like
Yeah.
every Colombian girl looks exactly the same. Every
Oh
Colombian
shit.
girl looks exactly the same, right?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Versus like every Brazilian girl looks different. Um,
Oh, they do.
yeah, so like you have
Is it
black
plastic
Brazilians,
surgery?
you have white. No. It's just different ethnic backgrounds. So like
Oh,
the
okay.
place that I'm in right now is actually an incredibly white part of Brazil. This town that I'm in is like more white than like LA. Like you walk around this
Oh, damn,
town
bro.
and you feel like, you know, if somebody asks you like which one is the white city, like Victoria, Brazil or Los Angeles, you would say Victoria. It's like so many white people. But anyway, so it in that sense, like with South America, it's like what do you prefer? Do you prefer variety or do you have one thing that you like and you want to do that? That's why personally I prefer Colombian women because in Colombia it's like every girl again looks exactly the same. And like that's my type. Like a Colombian girl is my
Wait, but why
type.
do they look the same? Is it plastic surgery? That's what I was asking.
Oh no, it's just you know, it's a small country. It's not very ethnically diverse. So Brazil is very ethnically diverse. Like they have a lot of black people in Brazil. They have a lot of like white people too. While Colombia
Japanese.
is just one group. You know what I mean? So
Ah,
you know, it's like it's kind of like if you go to Poland, right? Everybody in Poland looks exactly the same. Every guy in Poland looks like me. Every girl in Poland is like, you know, skinny as a twig, blonde, 5'6". You know,
why are the
that's just
girls skinny and the guys are not skinny then?
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you.
Yo,
the
but
girls
isn't that wild? Like, oh,
the girls get
continue.
fat when they get old in Poland, though. They
Ah,
they really blow up in Poland. Like
yeah, the a quick ballooning.
35, like
Yeah, yeah.
it
That you could, well, you could say that about a lot of people. And I was just thinking, dude, like, you know, in Indian culture and a lot of different cultures, like it's a lot of like marry within your own race. Like, no, you have to preserve the culture. And I'm like, if all these mixed race people are like better looking, it seems like God is like, nah, dude, like mix it up, bro. And then you get more attractive. Like,
It's also
and there's less
genetics.
genetic disease.
Variability in genetics is good. You know what I mean? It just is. Like
Yeah, so my dad told me a story where like he had a friend in his school. His sorry, his grandparents were first cousins, and then those kids were like okay, but then they married their first cousins, and then those kids were in my dad's class, and he's like, they died at 40 and were very, very unattractive. And I'm
yeah,
like,
I mean
yeah, shit, dude, can't survive two cousin marriages.
that's the Habsburgs for you. Yeah, I mean in Poland, like
Yeah.
you know, I have some people in my family who like want me to marry like a Polish girl. My grandma was like on me about, come back to Poland and marry a Polish girl, but like
Yeah.
I cannot marry a Polish girl. Like I
I thought
can't do
they're
it.
attractive, dude. What's the issue?
Um I so
You've
many
seen the
issues.
world.
I see that the
You've
world is
seen the world.
I've seen Poland, bro. Like I grew up in a Polish home with Polish
Yeah.
people. I don't. First of all, like Polish women can't cook for shit. Like
Oh
I
shit,
I
man.
talk about this with people all the time. Like it was like a real cultural difference for me growing up because like everybody would be like, "Oh, my mom's cooking," because it'd be like an Indian person or like an Italian person or something. Like Polish women, like have you seen Polish cuisine? It's disgusting.
No.
Our
Nope.
best food, our most appetizing food is literally a plain breaded chicken cutlet with a potato. That's literally like the best thing that
Mm.
we have to offer. So there's that. They
Bro,
also
put
like
some masala on that. It tastes good. That's what Indians do. Just put spice on everything.
that's the thing. We don't have any sauces, so it's just
You
plain.
guys don't colonize, dude. You gotta colonize in order to get good food.
Yeah, we didn't do any colonization. That's why our soccer team sucks so much. Like,
Oh, I guess you're gonna talk about that with Anek, right?
yeah, no, I mean like we'll talk about that next week. But like, yeah, no. So like with Poland, like we didn't do any colonization. So it's all Poland is 99.9% white. Like,
Hey, that's my mom calling. Hey, chill out. Sorry, mom.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
99.9% white. Yeah.
so it's just like a really like it's basically like Colombia, but just in Europe. Um,
Ah.
and like Polish people, like Polish people just love to break your soul, just very
It,
very very slowly over the course of years. They just want to wear you down and destroy your will to live.
dude,
Um,
sounds kind of hot, bro.
it sounds like a
I'm super
fetish.
like metal. I'm into like metal and emo music, dude. So this could give me some inspiration, you know?
Yeah,
Dating a
did
Polish girl until I start crying every night and then I make beautiful music.
yeah. I mean, you'll definitely want to kill yourself. So like, writing emo
Oh,
music.
dude, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. You need to, I think the best art, you need to straddle the line of wanting to kill yourself without just enough happiness to not do it, but just enough misery to make beautiful music. That's my goal.
I'll 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 like here's the synecdoche of it. Like I was
Yeah.
visiting my grandma and we literally looked through every single photograph that has ever been taken of anybody in my family, which my grandma has. Not a
Mhm.
single photograph, and not a single photograph was a single person smiling. There is not a photograph on planet Earth of my father smiling. If you had to if you
Yeah.
had to prove in court that my father has smiled before in his life, you would not be able to do it. If you had to prove in court that my
Yeah.
grandfather has smiled, you couldn't do it. If you had to prove that my mother has smiled, you couldn't do it. There is no photographic evidence of anybody in my family smiling.
No, but let me push back on that. I think like I've seen in Russian culture and shit, they don't smile at all, but they'll crack jokes and bust balls and they have like good senses of humor. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But they look like someone just smacked them in the face and they're like,
yeah.
so I
Well,
don't know, man. Like, does smiling make you happy to see that? It's probably good to look at people smiling, right?
there's there's a thing that people say about other Eastern Europeans say about Polish people is that a Polish person would rather enjoy being miserable than bear the responsibility of being happy. Like
Oh
Polish
shit.
people opt for situations where there's more misery so that we can talk about how angry we are versus a situation where you're happy and you now have the obligation of being like happy and smiling. Like we do not want that. Like in Poland, so like in August, like it can get in parts of Poland, it can get below freezing in August. So
Oh,
people
okay. In
So like
August?
in August, yeah. So there's this beach town in Poland called Międzyzdroje, another one called Świnoujście. And we used to go there when I was a kid with my grandparents, right? And 1 out of every 10 days it was below freezing. So like you go to the beach and you'd be like in a winter jacket. And like you're like, why are we on the beach right now? Like why why are we
With the
put in this
ocean breeze?
situation? And the answer is, well, I'd rather be angry. Like I want to be on the beach to complain about the beach. If I'm not on the beach,
Oh
I can't
yeah.
complain about it.
Well, yeah, dude, there's a joy in complaining. I guess that's what Haterade is about, man. Because like
Yeah,
we're pretty happy just bitching about politics and race and everything. Like
yeah,
but okay, so and to talk about all those like stupid idiots that write all these articles about people sitting quietly on the plane, it's like we're happy about complaining. They're like miserable about it. That's why I don't like
yeah.
them. It's because we're having a good time shitting on everything. They're just being miserable, being like white men are evil. We need to topple the patriarchy because he's sitting there on the plane.
Yeah, no,
But
I actually,
oh,
it reminded me of this funny thing that happened. And I mean, like, I think we underestimate the degree to which so much of the oppression dialogue comes from people who are not actually oppressed, right? It comes from
oh
people
yeah,
very wealthy, but just happen to
Mhm.
be brown. And so they
Yeah.
have a racket going on where they complain about white people, but they've never been oppressed. Like, for example, like if you remember the Harvard thing with
The Indians.
no. Do you remember the head of Harvard who had to step down?
Oh, because she wouldn't condemn anti-Semitism, kind of.
Yeah. So she was like hired because she was like fighting against oppression and stuff, right? She went to Phillips Exeter Academy, which is the
I know
same
Philip Vector,
high school that George Bush went
Mark
to.
Zuckerberg, and Mark Zuckerberg.
And Mark Zuckerberg. Like Phillips Exeter, for people who don't know, is like the most prestigious and expensive and exclusive private school in the history of America. And so we have these
Yeah.
people who go to this type of school lecturing us about like oppression, right? And so this actually like was crystallized for me when I was in Rio, when I was on a boat, and one thing, if you ever go to Rio de Janeiro, they have these like boat tours of the water where it's like 30
Yeah.
bucks, all you could drink. You'll get like 10 drinks, you get free food, and they take you on a sailboat and bring you around. Best deal in the world. I highly recommend it. But so I was on this, and like there was this family from Mexico, right? Who like were visiting
Yep.
Hio and like, went on the boat. And then there was this girl from America who was Mexican, right? And so we were talking about how there are gringo go home movements in Mexico, where basically
Oh
like
shit.
they're telling white people to stop immigrating to Mexico. And I pointed out, I was just like, okay, this is like really fucking ironic because y'all are immigrating to our country. That's good. But when white people move to your country, that's bad, right? And so
Why are whites going to Mexico?
same reason why I'm in South America, dude. Like it's
Because it's
cheaper,
fucking lit.
they're hot women, like it's a little more laid back,
Yeah.
global culture. Like why don't you move here, bro?
Because I don't like laid back cultures. I like anger and misery and cold
That's
weather.
true. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I pointed that out, the hypocrisy of it. The hypocrisy of
Yeah.
your country has been illegally immigrating to America for 30 years now. And now the second you get any white people moving, you now have an anti-immigration policy, right? And the Mexican, the guy who was from Mexico, was just like, ha, yeah, you're right. It's completely hypocritical. And the girl who grew up in America but was like culturally Mexican, who like went to like private schools and shit, she was like, no, because you don't understand. It's actually like the history of oppression. And I was just like, bitch, the actual Mexicans said it's hypocrisy. Like you visit Mexico to visit that. Like, what are you fucking talking about? And that's the dynamic
Yeah.
that occurs, that people who actually get oppressed don't have this fucking like attitude towards shit. It's rich kids who want to bitch about shit. That was
Yeah.
my bro. I'm
Well,
fucking
then,
I'm vape dropping.
yeah, no, dude, drop that shit, bro. You're right, bro. People need problems, and if you don't have any, they're gonna come at you, bro. You're gonna make them
Yeah.
up yourself about shit that doesn't really matter. My
Yeah.
my cousin was like, okay, yeah, I'll tell it. Who cares? But she was an ultra feminist. Basically, she was like, men are evil. We need to disable the patriarchy, like all this shit. And like, she had this Indian ceremony where basically like you have to like be topless for it, but and it's only men are supposed to have it. But I'm like, who cares about this shit? Like all this shit is bullshit anyway. She's like, no, I need to
Yeah.
have it. And so she did this like topless ceremony. And then I was like, yo, like
From
this
like
is super
family and shit.
unnecessary. Huh?
From like family and shit.
I didn't go to it. I think you're fair. I'm not going to that shit, dude. And then anyway, now she has 4 kids and she's like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, dude. Like, I don't know why I
Yeah.
cared so much. And I'm like, yeah, now
No,
you have 4 kids and you're amazing. And
that's what
she has a very difficult job as a doctor.
that's one thing that people like, I think people are trying to push back against like feminism. And I'm not one of these people who's like feminism is bad at all by any
No.
stretch. But like people are trying to push back, like a lot of women are trying to push back because there are a lot of women who are like, wait a second, like my other option was just sitting at home all day with kids and like raising kids, like and not having to go to work. And the thing is
Yeah.
that I feel like they felt like a little bit deceived because the idea was to have a choice between working or being a homemaker. But now you don't have
Mhm.
that choice. You know what I mean? Like
Now you
it's
need 2 incomes.
you need two
Dude,
incomes
they wanted this shit. They wanted more
because
people in the workforce.
exactly because there's so many people in the workforce, the price the value of labor goes down, and now it's like
Yeah.
we wanted this separate choice, but now you don't have a choice. You have to go to work. And by the way, if you want to have a traditional marriage, you're called a sugar a sugar baby. You're called a gold digger. When like literally like
Yeah.
50 years ago, it was just like the thing. And I mean, that's not to say there aren't gold diggers, like there obviously are, but like there are a lot of women
Mhm.
who just like, look, like I want to sit at home and raise a family. Like that's what's important to me. Like raising
Yeah.
the next generation is more important. And like they kind of have lost out on that ability to do that. And we've lost on the ability to do that as a society.
And dude, when my mom, who is a working mom, like when I was a kid, like she told me a lot of stories. She got so much shit from other stay-at-home moms being like, you don't even like know your kids, like you're like not even doing a good job. Like, how could you like abandon your kid? And she was like, no, like fuck that. Like I have to provide more for my family. And then because of that, I ended up being like not being like set for life, but like that put my family in like a much better place financially. And I'm so grateful to my mom for doing that. But like now you have to do that shit. And back in the day, it was like an option, which is really, really shitty. But like it's gone the other way now where it's like my mom was shat on for being like a working mom. And now like all these working people are like shitting on stay-at-home moms and shit. And
Yeah. And
there's
I mean, look,
another statistic. Okay.
continue, go.
Okay, I was just gonna say there's another statistic where like the children of working moms tend to be like significantly more successful and independent than the children of like moms that were like stay at home. So I don't know if I could even marry like a mom that would want to or a woman that would want to stay at home.
Yeah, but that might be like a selection bias type thing.
You think so?
Yeah, it might just be like they just have higher incomes, and if you have a higher income, you're probably
Then
gonna
you
be.
have better. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Um, but yeah, no, I mean, like one idea that I was kind of thinking about. I don't think this is true by any means, but I just think it's like a funny thought experiment. But like, if you were to think, like, if imagine you had like this actual like patriotic cabal in like 1950, right? Of like
Cabal.
10 like rich, successful men who like ran the world, right? And they were like, what's our problem? Well, there aren't enough women to screw. Our workforce makes too much money. like, like like if anything, it kind of feels a little bit like modern day feminism is a psyop created by rich men. Because rich men get all the
Yeah.
benefits. Because if you're a rich man, you have all these women, who otherwise would be married. It'd be very difficult to sleep with. But now women sleep around a lot in their 20s. So like, if you're a rich,
Mhm.
successful guy, you can spend your whole life, cheating on your wife, sleeping with all these women, right? And obviously the rich people make more money because of it. It kind of feels a little bit like, I mean, we have two men talking about this, so like, what the fuck do we know? But it kind of feels like it's a psyop a little bit. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
bro, I'm trying to reach that level, dude. I'm trying to get to the cabal.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
dude.
kidding. Like, continue.
No, continue. That's all you do.
No, I didn't even have anything else to say.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude,
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
that.
know, man. I slept too much yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Haterade is, man. It's us just like working through these questions. Some days we're on, some days we're off. People who are listening to this,
No, no,
I don't
dude,
know
and
why.
we're like solving the real issues. It's funny, the last podcast where I actually felt where like we were talking for way longer. I was about like 3 hours of fucking sleep in, and I was ready to pass out. And then you were just getting me fired up, dude, with the hating energy, dude. And
Yeah.
like
So
now
like, what are
I'm
you
honestly
hating on right
having a
now?
good week. Yeah, yeah, dude. So I've been having like a pretty fucking good week. I don't know. Like dude, like all my friends are cool, and like I usually sometimes I fight with my family and shit a lot, and all that's going well. And I didn't do therapy, and as we talked about last time, therapy's a waste of time. So like you know what okay, so I lied. I did do therapy. I went into the session.
What a
And then I was
bitch.
just like, I left about 25 minutes early, and I'm like, dude, like I can't fucking do this. Like this shit is such a fucking waste of time. Uh, one thing that okay, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about this because okay, I've honestly never I didn't tell anyone this, but like I just wanted to get your thought on something. So like I lost my job in like 2015, right? You remember that? We're not gonna get into that story because like
And you've been
it's a
unemployed for 10
platform.
years.
No, I wish. But then I got a job quickly after that. But I was like, man, like I'm being like a dickhead. Like I got to do some like fucking good for the world. So I started doing Habitat for Humanity, and I was like volunteering, and I was like building houses and like fucking Excelsior for these people. And then I was like, dude, and I just noticed like it kind of made me more of a dick a little bit. Like I was just like, dude, like I was just talking shit and stuff,
Because you
and
have that
I had
permission.
like well, no, it's because I had this like sense of morality, like, oh, I'm such a good person. I'm building
Yeah.
houses for Habitat for Humanity, and you don't even know it. And when you go there, there's some really cool people that I met there, but it's like a lot of like fucking tattooed, like ex-drug addicts and druggy people. And I'm
Yeah.
like, are people that do community service really good people? Like, I don't know. It's a lot of
Yeah.
these like crazy ass fucking people. And then I was like, wait, I thought I'm being a good person, but I think I'm actually being more selfish by helping people.
Yeah, dude.
I
I
don't
mean,
know if
like,
there's any.
I think I'm a big believer that the best, and people are gonna roll their eyes and call me a Republican for this, but like I become a Republican as you
Republican.
saw from the debate. But like, um, but people should watch it. Great debate, me and Yulee.
I
But
loved it.
I
I
think
loved it.
the best way for people to help the world is by participating in commerce. Like
Mhm.
starting companies is the actual way to help people. So for example, right? And we're
Yeah.
not talking about like beneficial companies, right? So like think about Bill Gates, right? Think about how much of the world economy runs on Microsoft Excel. Think about how much of the world
Yeah.
economy runs on Microsoft Word or Google Sheets, which is just a knockoff of Microsoft Word, right? Think about how many people
Better.
have been lifted out of poverty because of Microsoft Word, right? Have been able to put
Good point.
have businesses have been able to, get funding, have been able to do so many things because of these products, right? Like that is something that actually, think about all the financial institutions that have been able to lend money to poor people because they have Microsoft Excel that allows them to, predict the credit worthiness of these people, right? How much
Yeah.
more efficient the financial economy is, right? And so Bill Gates has spent, the past 20 years, like, building mosquito nets. And like, it's nice work. But the actual way that he helped the world is by starting Microsoft. So if you actually want to be a good person, fucking don't volunteer. Like, start a company.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Fuck
how you
that shit,
actually help the
dude.
world. Like,
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, also with volunteering, like this, she okay, fuck, dude. I don't even know because there's no way this bitch is gonna listen to this. She is the worst person I've ever met in my entire life. Like full vegan. Like she would cry, like, man, like you eat meat. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I like just everything about her, just the most negative, just not never a good thing to say about anybody. But she would go to this church and then she volunteered to make meals for the homeless. She was like, she posted in this chat group, like, hey, like I need help. And then like I went there and like I was like, hey, like how do you feel like preparing like meals that have meat in it, even though like you're ultra vegan for these homeless people? And then she was like, and started screaming at me in the middle of this shit. And I'm like, these are the people that are volunteering to help the homeless. Like, I thought they'd be very nice, benevolent, good people. And then I'm
No,
like,
dude,
this
the
is the worst
opposite.
person I've ever met. Yeah.
It's kind of like how like the mafia used to give out a lot of money to the people because when you're a shitty person, you need to do charity to make yourself look like a good person. Like she would never be able to
Yeah.
get away with that in a commerce place, in a
Mhm.
business, because people wouldn't put up with that shit. So like in this
Yeah,
area,
they won't work with you.
yeah.
You bring
No, I
up
mean
some very
like
good points, actually.
yeah, dude. I mean, I just fucking, I'm here to show you how all of these people. If we could like have like a sauce, a secret sauce of Haterade, is to show how all the good people are terrible, and the bad people are actually good. You have been lied
Yeah,
to.
let's go.
You've been lied
Exactly,
to.
dude.
And by
Yeah.
the way, this is in the Bible. By the way, it is in the
Oh, yeah?
Bible that everybody the I forgot the exact term, but like the devil is the friend of all men or something. That like
Yeah.
it's the bad person that everyone likes, and it's the good person like Jesus that gets crucified. That's the
Yeah.
world I live in. And these people who are like, oh, look at me, how great I am. They're the worst. And by the way, I want to go off on
I agree.
vegans. Can I go off on
Yeah.
vegans?
Go
Okay.
ahead. I was vegetarian for 18 years till I had chicken tacos, and I never went back after that.
So let me ask you a question. Let's say
Yes.
tomorrow, let's say tomorrow we got rid of meat, got rid of it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, like no more meat eating, right? What the fuck happens to the cows and chickens?
They go free?
Okay, they go free. Then what happens to them? They fucking die.
They die.
And
Yeah.
and you can make an argument that you want incrementalism instead of a dramatic shift. I understand that argument, but it still falls prey to the same exact problem, which is that when you don't have people eating meat, we're going to have less cows and chickens and pigs. Vegans
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about it as if there are free cows and chickens and pigs that we are killing. That's not true.
Mhm.
These cows, chickens, and pigs that we kill only exist because we raise them for food,
Yeah.
right?
You die.
And
Yeah.
so what ends up happening, what will end up happening if you go vegan is there'll be less cows and chickens, right? And
Yeah.
by the way, here's why vegans are actually bad. Because that's just stupid shit, right? Here's why they're actually bad is because of this, right? If you have a concern about the treatment of cows, chickens, and pigs, and by the way, I agree with that concern. A lot of cows, chickens, and pigs are treated very horribly. We need to improve their conditions, right? The way they improve those conditions is through the free market. You improve it by people buying ethically sourced meat, right? That's how you
Yeah.
solve this problem, right? But the problem is that we have this giant consumer base who, by the way, are typically affluent because vegans are typically very rich, right? Who
For
could be buying
sure.
ethically sourced meat in order to build out the ethically sourced meat industry in America so that more
Mhm.
cows and chickens are treated properly. And by the way,
Better.
by doing
Rather
that,
than factory food.
rather than factory farms. And by them buying that meat, you would drive down the price of ethically sourced meat because people would then invest in that. You'd have a lot of innovation and stuff, right? So if vegans just ate meat, the living cows and chickens would actually be treated better. So
Yo, that's pretty fucking wild, dude.
it's literally just pointless virtue signaling. That's all it is.
Yeah. Are there numbers
First,
that like how
animals.
much more meat do we need to drive down the price of ethically sourced meat? I wonder.
I
Well,
mean,
I think certain restaurants are continue.
I don't think there's a specific number. I think it's just when you have more money in the market, prices go down, right? That's just what
Yeah.
happens. I mean, there's gonna be a short-term shock where prices go up, but then they'll start going down. By the way, my
Yeah.
battery's dying, so I got to switch my Wi-Fi again. Give
Oh,
me one
okay.
second.
Again, dude, this guy can't fucking hold a conversation for longer than 30 minutes without some technical issues. Hold. I wonder if anyone can hear my beatboxing. I wonder if it's picked up by the mic. Maybe this will be. Hello, this is the Vijay Ganesh show. This is a Haterade intermission. Please take some time to refill your drinks, go to the convenience store, buy some more Zyn, smoke a cigarette outside. Oh, the intermission's over. Okay, we're back.
Dude, I gotta stop doing.
We're just giving a disclaimer.
I gotta stop doing video. I literally did 2 videos back to back today, and I did 2 videos back to back last time. I gotta stop doing that shit. Well, I mean, just here because I'm going to Paraguay tomorrow. Oh,
I
by
don't
the way,
understand why you have to switch your Wi-Fi.
what?
Why do you have to switch your Wi-Fi?
So what happened is my building has really bad Wi-Fi in this Airbnb that I'm in, and
Yeah.
so I bought another Wi-Fi. I literally like
Okay.
went to the store and bought my personal like Wi-Fi. But I need to plug it in, and the problem is that I only have one adapter because every country except the United States uses different power cords. I only have one adapter, so I need to switch from that to my computer power. I'm literally just on one power
Okay.
because I just didn't feel like buying another power thing. It wasn't a choice; it's just laziness.
Oh yeah. All right.
That's named by autobiography. It's not choice; it's laziness.
It's laziness. Hey man, that's why technology exists. It's because people want to do less work. The point
Yeah,
of engineering is lazy.
I heard that about engineers, that the best engineers are very lazy because
Oh
they
yeah.
find the quickest way to solve a problem.
Yeah, well, dude, you work in order to not work, basically. That's what
um,
majoring in engineering was to me. Is like I worked hard in college and now I have a chill life now. That's kind of why I was talking about like the doing good for other people. Cause I was gonna like volunteer again because I feel like I'm kind of like not contributing. I'm coasting a little bit at my job and I'm doing well at my creative passions and I'm like exercising a lot and I feel good. But I'm like, I want to be like helping people and shit somehow. I could start a company to do that. Sounds like that's the move, right?
dude, put more effort into your creative passions. Like that's.
I'm doing that. Yeah, I got some shit coming out. We're doing
But by the
this.
way, let's do some plugs because I got a big plug and I want to see if you have any plugs. So my
I don't
plug.
want to plug any of my shit on here. I'm sorry because
Uh,
it'll
fine.
be yeah. I don't want to associate it with my real name and shit. Yeah, but
So
continue.
yeah,
What's your
so
plug,
my plug is this. We talked about it last time. I'm making a video tomorrow. I have a camera person.
dude?
That's not an issue. I haven't had a person with the camera. I have one now, and I'll be uploading it on Sunday. I'm hoping it to be a viral video to get more people to this channel, more people to subscribe. So if you're watching this video, go to my channel on Sunday, and you're gonna see the video. I don't want to tell people what it is yet. Did we talk about it last time or not?
Uh, you told me, so I should not say what it is right now.
Yeah, no, we'll make it a surprise. But yeah, so if you're watching this
Okay.
next on Sunday, go to my channel, watch that video, like it, subscribe it, and share with friends. I honestly think you get a million views, bro. I think we'll get a million views.
Really?
I think it'll pop off. I think the channel's gonna pop off. I'm putting all my money on black right now.
Damn, dude. Wait, I also realized my real name is in this, and it was in the last two.
Yeah.
But I can just put something over it and edit it out in Final Cut Pro because I have Final
Okay.
Cut Pro.
Do you want me to send this to
So
you?
just send me the video and then I'll bleep it out. I'll bleep out both our names because who gives a shit? I'll just put a little black square in the corner. But in the future, dude, I need to not show my stupid ass fucking name.
Yeah, dude.
But like, what did I say? Did I really say anything that bad this time? I
No,
made
no, no,
one
no.
bad joke. Oh.
You haven't said anything bad, dude.
I made it the vaccines cause autism joke, but then I said that it was a joke. Okay,
It's a joke.
so
Yeah.
please don't come after me.
No,
Yeah, unless they do, and we're wrong this whole time, then I'll feel like an asshole.
Yeah. No. Do you have like an extra seat with your Final Cut?
What does an extra seat mean?
Like an extra license? Like
No, dude. Let me see. Maybe I do. If you because I actually don't want to have to deal with it. Okay, Final Cut Pro. Let me see.
I was gonna ask you if you can help if you can edit my video on Saturday.
Oh, you want me to do that shit? I'd rather not. Just because it'll take time, and I'm working on some music and other stuff. So you're shooting it tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm shooting it tomorrow. I'll just tell people what it is. Fuck it. Like, why be secret?
No, no,
So
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
it's called 20 Latinas Slap Me in the Face. And so what I'm
Okay,
gonna be
fine.
doing
That
is I'm gonna be walking
sounds like
around.
a porn video.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
Here's the thought process behind it, right? Is that like people want to look at hot girls, right? But if I made a video that was just like 20 hot Latinas, no one would share that with their friends because you kind of feel kind of skeevy about it. You know what I mean? Or like you wouldn't be
Yeah.
like too public about it. So what this is you're gonna see 20 hot girls, but you're gonna have the added humor that makes it permissible of them slapping me in the face. You get some violence as well. And the entire video I would be like, is gonna be like slap, 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 subscribe to the channel.
You know what Power Slap is? It's
What's
hosted by
that?
the UFC right now. It's just a show where it's like professional slappers and they smack the shit out of each other. Apparently, it
Exactly.
has more views than any Taylor Swift video combined. The Power Slap.
Exactly. People want to watch people getting slapped. And my feeling is like if me getting slapped gets viewers, gets us to a
Is
million
it worth
subscribers.
it? How hard are they gonna slap you?
Dude, what I'm gonna do is the first 4 or 5 slaps, I'm going to have them be hard because like I want people to like stick around. But like later in the day, I'm gonna be like, can you just do it softly, please? Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be able. I'm not gonna be able to like eat probably for a day. I mean, that's good for me to not be able to eat, but like I'm not gonna be able to eat for like a day or so. I don't think because my
You think
jaw's
it's
gonna.
gonna be that bad, dude? Yo, have you been punched in the face? It's not as bad as you think.
No, I've been punched in the face before, but I've never been punched in the face 20 times in like 3 hours.
It's a slap. It's way better. Punching in the face is so much worse than the slap, and getting punched in the face is not that bad.
A neck told me that after 5 it starts to hurt. So that kind of freaked me out.
How
Like
many times
Richard
has he gotten slapped? What do you guys fucking do, dude? Do you
what?
pay girls to slap you? I'm saying, like, how do you guys get slapped more than 5 times? Like, is
I've
this
never
some
been
hooker
slapped
fantasy
more
thing?
to me neither, but like he said getting slapped more than 5 times in a row like really hurts.
If it's
But I
all back to back, are you
yeah,
are you gonna first gather all the women and then they're gonna slap you in quick succession, or is it gonna
no,
be an over kind of a thing?
it's probably gonna be over like 4 or 5 hours. So here's actually the funny part about it. So there's this girl in Paraguay who I met on like a dating site. I was just like doing like pre-scouting in Paraguay because when you're in a place for a month, you have to do some pre-work before you go there.
Okay.
Um, and so we've been talking for like a month now, and we have our first date tomorrow. It was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to like come and like help me film a YouTube video?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm so excited." I'm like, "This is my first date with this chick, and she's literally gonna be videotaping me getting slapped 20 times in a row."
God damn, bro.
She's not
Bro,
even
that's the
really
power of
impressed.
being white.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
true.
try that shit in America, if I, an Indian guy, messaged a white girl on Hinge, and I'm like, hey, do you want to film a video where I get slapped by 20 white chicks? I'll get zero responses, bro.
Oh, I didn't say I just said shoot a video. I didn't tell her what it was about.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a big
Well, even
believer in lying
so.
to women.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well, in
Damn, bro.
general, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you gotta. So my thoughts on lying are like, I used to lie a lot when in college, like because I was just like a nerdy, shy virgin, and I would
Yeah.
lie about like getting laid and like how good my grades were, the things I was the most insecure about. Then once I started telling the truth, everything changed. So if it's about myself, I try not to lie. But if it's to protect other people's feelings, I'll lie and I'll say, "Oh, actually, you look pretty good. Actually, you're really smart." Like that kind of a lie.
Well, so for me, what I do because I have a background in politics, I joke when I say I lie. I don't actually lie. What I do is I say things that people think mean one thing and actually mean something else. So I
Oh,
say a
dude,
statement
yo, you
that's
got to teach me
true.
that shit. What
Yeah.
does that
Well,
mean?
like you got to understand that like words could mean a lot of different things, right? And
Yeah.
the truth fundamentally is kind of relative, right? So just in this situation, right? Like I told her like, hey, do you want to shoot a YouTube video, right? And like she didn't ask what it was about. So like, did I lie to her when I didn't tell her what it's about? No, it was just the conversation didn't come up. But like you get a lot of times just say words that mean certain things that uh people interpret in one way, and you just allow them to have that interpretation of events. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, dude, you know what I'm gonna do on Zoom? I'm just gonna uncheck this setting so it won't show my name in the future, but I think it's okay for now.
Yeah, we'll see.
If
But
the
yeah,
if your video really goes viral, like we'll see what happens.
well, I mean, here's the
Because
thing.
I don't want that many people to know my real name. But who cares? Like, what did I really do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if this video really goes viral, then I can start getting sponsors for this. We can start taking the show on the road. Dude, imagine that.
I've never been to South America. I've been to Europe and Asia and like almost every continent.
Oh, I was
But
talking about doing like live Haterade shows. That's my vision for Haterade. For us to like
yeah,
do like a live like sellout show, just to get some,
when
just to get
people
some.
give us topics.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, we actually do have a topic we have to talk about. I completely forgot. I know you have to go soon, so I
Okay.
want to respect your
Yeah,
time.
I have to go soon also, but
Yeah, so the topic that the person wanted us to talk about is supermarkets.
okay. Okay, what do I hate about supermarkets?
Wait. Sorry,
Uh,
shopping malls.
oh, shopping malls?
Yeah.
That's way worse.
Do you hate shopping malls?
I mean, bro, all that shit's fucked because okay, wait, I have a story actually. So the it's a little fucked up, but like in my neighborhood back home, like we had this unbelievably like nice shopping mall, and since COVID and Amazon like Amazon kind of took over, COVID got way bigger, and that shopping mall turned a little bit like fucking unsafe now. Like
Yeah.
I think they're getting a little bit they're getting wilder. Like there's people like fighting in shopping malls. There's people that like bring weapons to there. And if you knew what this shopping mall used to be, like you'd be like, there's no way in this nice of a fucking neighborhood. So I think it's going downhill a bit, dude. Because all
Yeah.
these Gen Z kids are just on their phone and they're on like Amazon. Like, what does Gen Z even do for fun? Like ketamine and video games,
Dude,
pretty
I
much, right?
feel like, so one crazy thing is that in South America, shopping malls are still big. People love
Oh,
shopping.
cool.
There's a shopping mall near
Yeah,
here that I go to a lot. There's a shopping mall at the other side of Vila Bella that I went to a lot. Like shopping malls are kicking in South America. They love shopping malls here. I think
that's
that
cool.
I don't really have a thought on them. Like as a crazy
But
capitalist
as a
idea
topic,
of a giant building with a lot of businesses, like that just makes me happy.
yeah, that's a good thing, dude. In
Yeah.
India, that shit is still really, really big. I mean, I just saw now that I'm getting so fucking jacked, I had stopped wearing medium shirts and now I sized up to large. But then I just bought all my shirts online, and it's cheaper to buy shit online now than to go into Nike and start buying. And I can just
Yeah.
go on Amazon and buy shit at a discount. And then I'm
It's
like,
been cheaper
fuck,
for a
dude, like
while. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, but I'm just saying, like, what, like, you're going to the shopping mall to pay more money for clothes, like, even if you're like a poor person, like, I'm like, fuck, Amazon is fucking over the world a little bit in that way.
Yeah, but I call it making the world more efficient, bro. Like people keep on
Yeah,
getting their fucking twats so hurt by capitalism, and it's like bro, like. But by the way, like this is a good topic for us to end on. Is like people complain a lot about how like, and this kind of contradicts something that we were saying earlier. But like people complain about how like in the 1950s you could like raise a family on a single income, like all this types of shit, right? And like that's
yeah.
true, but like your life sucked back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
oh, really?
compared to
In
now,
what way? Just because no
dude.
technology?
Yeah, dude. Imagine going back and living in 1950, bro. You'd be bored out of your
Yeah.
fucking mind, bro. Like,
Dude, imagine being a minority in 1950. That would also be way shittier than it is now.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about this next time, but I feel like it's kind of getting shittier to be white in America. But I feel a little bad for the whites. Sorry.
By next time. No, I mean like,
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go.
yeah. No, I'll stop recording right now. Until next time,
Okay.
Haterade, all the shit. Watch,
All right.
etc.
Goodbye, everybody.